Welcome to another video here on A+ SimRacing. I'm your host Ken. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the recently added BMW LMDh in Le Mans Ultimate and comparing that with the already existing BMW LMDh in Automobilista 2. Now I wanted to make this video last week, but unfortunately I had some conflicting drivers on my computer and that was making LMU perform really unstably. The frame rates were abysmal, but I've got that fixed now and it's running really well. So I'm going to give you that video that I wanted to do last week. Let's get into it. So first off, even though both sims have the same car, they feel quite a bit different because of how each sim handles their physics and the tire models and all of that. So I found Le Mans Ultimate is a much more challenging experience, and in AMS2 I found to get a similar experience I had to turn down the traction control quite a bit. And the other thing I wanted to note is that under braking, AMS2 feels a lot more stable, and in Le Mans Ultimate there's a bigger chance that you're going to lock up the fronts. Another thing I noticed that is different between the two is the gear configuration. I had to adjust it in AMS2 to get a similar experience in the car around La Sarthe, getting to the same point on the track, being in the same gear. And there are also some visual differences in some of the details in the cabin. In AMS2, on the left side, you can see there's some cables hanging, and in Le Mans Ultimate, I don't see them there. And I tried to get the seating position to be as identical between the two as I could. Both of the field of views are calculated based on my seating position with the distance to the monitor, so they should have exactly the same field of view, the only difference being how they model the inside of the cabin and where the driver's eyes are at default. So I had to do a little bit of adjusting to make them as close as possible. And you can also see some differences in the steering wheel and the details on that, as well as the display and how things on the dash are configured. Just minor details. Now let's have a quick look at the outside of the car and have a listen to it revving. And now let's take a look at a side-by-side comparison of a lap at Le Mans in the BMW LMDh in AMS2 and Le Mans Ultimate. And that was a lap around Circuit de la Sarthe, where they host the 24 Hours of Le Mans in the recently added to LMU BMW's LMDh car, and alongside that was a lap in AMS2 in the same car. So I tried to do as close to the same lap as I could. It's a lot harder to control the car in Le Mans Ultimate than it is in AMS2, and that means that the lap time in AMS2 is going to be a lot lower, with a lot less difficulty to achieve that time. So this is not an expert lap, it's not a how-to guide, it's just taking a look at the same car in two different sims on the same track. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.